Well, the Christmas cake is still uncovered. So, I don't know if I'm going to need the 2 blocks of marzipan that I actually bought. I'm going to start with the first block. I'm going to roll it out. What I'm going to do actually, fold this in half and roll it out between the two. Makes it easier. And then put the cake on the top. And then if I need another one for some strips around the side, I will do that. But I do think actually that icing is going to be enough. I did buy a smaller one as well. I think we'll be all right with that. This is not beautiful, but never mind. I'm just trying to avoid opening another pack of marzipan if I can. So I'm just filling in those little gaps. Doesn't have to be beautiful. It's going to have icing over the top. Bought a cake board. I bought a cake board. Now for the Mahusive icing, and it's fondant icing, which isn't really what I wanted. I wanted royal icing, already rolled out, if I'm honest. I'm going to put this on the radiator and make it soften a little bit. While I give that a little bit of time to soften, I'm going to make a start on my last 500-piece puzzle that was in that bag that Joseph's mum gave me. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to watch some YouTube. Looks like I've got to sort this one. I like it when they're pre-bagged into the edges and non-edges, but that's really just a very lucky aspect of getting a puzzle that's been pre-used. Not everybody does, to be fair. I don't, so I always get excited when I do see it, though. It's like I've just been given a little Christmas present. Happy New Year, welcome to 2025. Last night was not the best of nights, I have to say. It's the first night I've not seen the fireworks, but that's fine. That wasn't why it was bad. Lee and I just sat watching true crime all evening, and we were just in the middle of a true crime at the time, so didn't stop. We just carried on watching it and said Happy New Year to each other. But I decided to finish off my course on the animal psychology course that I've been doing for about 6 months, and I was just like, it's hard going because it's really quite intense, but it's online, so I can dip in and out and do it as and when. I was like, no, I'm gonna finish it. So the last couple of days I've been working on it, and then it came to the exam questions, and because I've been doing it for so long, I was struggling with some of the things that were obviously talked about at the beginning of the course, which was 6 months ago. So I was having to kind of Google things and racking my brains and then trying to think, what is my instinct telling me? Because my instinct is probably going on something that either I know from experience or something that I've read while doing this course. So I got 80%, so it was a pass, so I'm happy with that. So yes, I've started my new year having passed my animal psychology diploma, so I'm feeling good about that. I also spent yesterday trying to sort out a Reiki offer for January so that I can start with the animal Reiki business. So I wanted to make sure that was up and ready for New Year. So I posted that last night, and we'll see what comes of it. And then we went to sleep. But by the time I'd finished this course, it was like nearly 2 o'clock. And I don't think I've been doing enough, because I've been relaxing and resting or what have you, to get tired, which is what happened last Christmas. I remember this from last Christmas when I was relaxing. I then struggled to sleep. The dogs will not stay off the bed. So you tell them to get off, they get off, and you just get yourself comfy, and then they appear. And the problem is, when I'm on house sits, Lee is happy for them to be there. And when I'm not on house sits, the bed is then too small. So there's no point me being too firm about the situation, because it's not going to be carried through when I am away on house sits or a van trip. So it makes it very, very hard to get a good night's sleep. And then the cat decided to come down and go out through the window, but the dogs, even if they're asleep, hear her and then chase her. The bathroom window was shut because of all the fireworks and stuff going off last night and the storm, so I'd shut the bathroom window because I didn't want her to go out. And she knocked the plant flying, she was meowing, the dogs had chased her and cornered her in the bathroom. And then a huge gust of wind came along just as we were opening the window for her, and the power went out. And then the power comes on, and because we've got Alexa light bulbs and stuff, it was like Blackpool illuminations and everything lit up, and then alarms were going off out in the street, and I was like, oh my god. And it got to about, can't remember what time this was, but it got to about 5 something. I just thought, I'm going to get up, but I persevered for a bit longer. I must have fallen asleep, but then I didn't wake up till like 9:30. Poor geese were still in bed. I need to go and feed the cats. Oh my goodness, the dogs needed food. So yeah, it was a bit of a disturbed night. Not the best way to start a new year, but never mind. Anyway, how was your new year? What did you get up to? Did you party? Did you stay in, have a quiet one? Did you go to bed and sleep through the whole event? Right, that's warmed up a little bit. Let's get down, you. Do not need your help, thank you. The finished cake. It's only taken till New Year's Day to get a Christmas cake decorated. It's only taken a year of maturing the cake, because I forgot to do it last year, to get last year's Christmas cake made for this new year. There we go. Enjoy some cake now. It's actually really good. It's still moist because it's had brandy in it, but it's been aged for a year. So good. Another one bites the dust. There we go. This one's very nice. It's got badges. It's a bit reflecty. It's a little mouse, deer, blue tits being fed. Is this foxgloves, or is it the other one? Lupins, foxgloves, I want to say. I always get them mixed up. Little snail and a hedgehog coming to gobble him up for his food, and a butterfly. There's all sorts of things. There's birds in there as well. It's lovely, but it's going to now go back in the box. Part of my declutter situation, I think it's about time I went through the cookbooks and only kept the things I'm likely to use. Okay. I was only going to do a bar of brith. To be honest, I can probably... Oh, that could actually go in with my Welsh stuff that I'm going to sell for childcare resources for a Welsh topic. This book is lovely, but I haven't preserved anything,
since buying it. Unlikely to. Right, these I'm keeping. You see I've got loads of things marked on those. Okay. I think I'm going to bin all of this. These were all the Abel and Cole things we have had and enjoyed. Oh, what is this? Something in my writing when I was very little. What is that? Vegetable pizza. Okay, that's got to stay because that's an old me thing. Or is that my writing, or is that my sister's writing? Actually, it might be my sister's writing. Looking at that. Anyway, and I think this was a class recipe book that either Kenzie or Brendan were part of, so I'll keep that. But yeah, I'm going to just ditch all of this. Came with the Abel and Cole. There are loads of recipes in there that we really liked because we kept all the ones we liked. But I haven't cooked them since getting... Those are the ones we liked, but I haven't recooked them. Oh, okay, yeah. Haven't recooked them. So they can go. Beginner's cookbook. That was my boys. They're older now. Meal in a mug. I think this was one of the boys, and they've only ever made mug brownies, I think. Sticky toffee pudding, yeah. I think we will pass that on. Okay, that is my actual recipe book. So, plus I've got some Abel and Cole in there as well. Okay, I need to go through that. I just found a picture of the back of my old house that I lived in with my housemate Matty. Okay, that can go back in there. Another kids' cookbook. Introduced my boys to korma from that book. All these need a good old dust down. I used this a lot when I was doing cooking with the kids. When I was childminding. That needs a wipe down, that can go. I can't remember who bought me the Bake Off book, but honestly, I'm not a big baker and I really don't have time. No, I'm going to pass it on to somebody who is looking for that book. There is somebody out there looking for that book, and me holding on to it, it is not getting given. This is a slow cookbook, which I will keep. It's got loads of old recipes in it. That's not actually the slow cooker we have anymore because that broke. That could probably go in the bin, couldn't it? Yeah, loads of old recipes in there. And then this I was going to get rid of because it was when I had my chickens, but I've just looked here and it says geese as well, and I hadn't realised that. So I think I might have to have a little look at the goosey section of this. I don't know why it's with the cookbooks, but then having said that, I've also got this book here, which is a kitchen garden planner, which I want to do more stuff with. So that's up there as well. I'm going to wipe the side down, and that is the pile that I'm keeping. And in a couple of days I have filled up one box of things that are not being used in my home and therefore can go to somebody else who will use them and will benefit from them, rather than them just sitting on a shelf taking up space and gathering dust. Time to feed the cats at the pet sit that I'm doing, or the pet pop-in. I feel good for what I've just cleaned there. I'm going to take a note. I'm going to write in a notebook what I've got rid of. Not each item, but like I'm going to say one large box or one medium box of puzzles and recipe books. I'm going to like, right, that has gone out. And apart from things like grocery shopping or gifts for people, I'm going to write what I bring in to the house and just keep a log of it. And I'm going to hopefully maintain that through the whole year, and I would be interested to see if it keeps me on track in purchasing less, purging more, and if it keeps me on track, well, if I can maintain that through the whole year, but also maintain logging it through the whole year, and then at the end tot up how much I have got rid of and compare it to how much I've brought in, because I would be really interested to see if I can do that and not get lost along the way. I mean, feel free to remind me if I haven't done it for a while on a vlog and go, how's that going? And I can step back into it, because I might have, you know, menopausally forgot about it. Anyway, I need to get rid of the food in these cat bowls that is left over from this morning and a bit bleh.
when I was talking to you just then, I think that's something I should utilise, trademark it. Purchase versus purge, or purge versus purchase. That's going to be my thing this year. My journey. I'm having many journeys, but this is a journey of purchase versus purge. And at the end of it, I want to see what I've spent money on that was not needed, that wasn't food or consumables, like cat food or shower gel or toothpaste or those sorts of things. I'm not going to log. But anything that I purchase that is for my house or for my home, that is not a consumable item, I'm going to log down. And I'm going to log boxes and bags of things as they go out. And I'm going to see how I do at the end of it. I think that is, I don't know. Anyone want to join me on the purchase versus purge challenge that I have just created in my head? I'm sure it must be a thing. I've just never heard of it. So if it's not a thing, I'm trademarking it. If it is a thing, I'm sorry to whoever had it, but I've also had a good idea, and it must have been a great idea because I've had it too. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So there's probably going to be some there will be some videos. There will be some videos this year that dip into my purchase versus purge challenge.